10 years. I've been playing this game for over 10 years. Not consistently, not without breaks, not without frustration, but 10 years of coming back again and again. 10 years of this tower, these worlds, this experience. And when Bungie said it was the last one, I did what I assume most of you did. I closed the tab. But then I opened it again. Because here's the thing about a game that's been part of your life for a decade. You don't get a clean exit. You get the last update dropping and your brain doing the math you didn't ask it to do. When did I last play? What did I miss? Is there enough left for me to come back? And underneath all of that, the real question, the one that actually got me back into the launcher. Do I want my last memory of this game to be walking away? No, I really don't. So, we're going back one more time, and we're doing it properly. Before we get into any of the actual game, we need to acknowledge what Destiny does when you've been gone for a year. It actually pays you. I genuinely was not prepared for how much the game had quietly been saving up on my behalf. This isn't the login reward. This is back pay. The Postmaster is at capacity. Of course it is, because Destiny operates on this beautiful fiction that when you were gone, you're always going to be coming back. So it kept your mail, a year of engrams, materials, and the currency activities I wasn't even there for, sitting in a box with my name on it. There's something genuinely moving about that, because the game kept the lights on. Season Pass is next. The old version of the screen used to produce anxiety. What did I miss? What can I get back? How far am I behind? That energy is completely gone now. And I don't know if Bungie designed that, or if it just happens when a live service game reaches its final chapter and the race stops. Either way, what's here is genuinely good. The turncoat lands in the inventory and I already want to use it. Tier 1, right at the front. We'll get to why that matters in a minute. The rest of the pass we sweep through without ceremony. It's all useful, none of it is urgent. It's just a nice feeling. The store, we look, we acknowledge it exists, we leave. The cosmetics are good, they've always been good. That's not the point of the day. First, we gotta figure out how much of the game we actually like again. And then, I'm here. I forget every single time I come back that this is one of the best spaces ever built in a video game. Not technically, not graphically, but emotionally. The tower knows what it is. It's been a backdrop of 10 years of this game, and it carries all of it without asking you to acknowledge it. I've stood in this exact spot more times than I can count. After raid completions, after frustration lost sessions, after patches that broke everything, after patches that fixed everything, the tower was always here. Same music, same light, same feeling. Alright, let's not get sentimental yet. We got work to do. Ikora first, because a year away from this game means the subclasses I remember may not be the subclasses that actually exist right now. Hunter receives things quietly, a new aspect drops, a fragment gets adjusted, and suddenly a build that used to be a 9 is a 6, or vice versa, and nobody made a big announcement about it. So before we commit to anything, we go to the source. There are things I haven't touched. That's genuinely exciting. After 10 years of this game, I didn't expect to find something new, and Ikora is handing me the aspects I've never built around. We take everything available, because we're not here to half commit. The Vault is a time capsule. Everything in here is a version of the game I used to be playing. Weapons I chased for weeks, armor sets from expansions I finished in a single weekend, the god rolls that felt essential for about 3 months and then completely fell out of the meta. Some of this survived, more than I expected honestly, and I generally don't know which one I want yet, which means we have to do this the right way. We test some builds, and we pay attention. I want to be clear about what this section is. This is not a tier list, this is not a benchmark, this is just me, back in a game I haven't touched in a year. Trying to remember what it feels like, and then trying to find the version of it that I want to live in the rest of the run. We're starting out with 3 builds. No brackets, no losers, just a question, where does it click? The turncoat made the choice for me. It's right here in the inventory. New. Season Pass Tier 1. I want to know what Bungie thinks is worth handing out to a returning player before they've done anything. The Strand Hunter is a build I have a long history with. The invis loops, the volatile procs, the feeling of being that thing that happened to an enemy rather than the thing that's currently happening. It's a particular kind of confidence. You move through a fight like a ghost. The turncoat fills the language of this build without demanding anything unusual from it. It contributes, it earns its slot, and the void loop feels exactly as clean as I remember it. Which is also the problem, a little. There's nothing here I'm discovering, I'm just remembering. And remembering is a different feeling than finding. So, we test some more. The Solar Hunter is the build I came back to consistently across the years. The Explosion Chain is one of the Destiny's ID that never stopped feeling good because it never stopped being visible. You can watch this build work. ignition spread to the next cluster, gunpowder gamble charges, you throw it into a group, the group catches the edges of the next wave, and every encounter is a small story about momentum, and you wrote the first line. And it still feels good. It genuinely does. There's real warmth coming back to this. Like running an old friend and finding out that exactly as you remembered them. But I noticed something. I'm not leaning forward. I'm just settled. I'm comfortable. Comfortable is good for a Sunday afternoon, but it's not what I came back here for a last run. I needed to check. It held up. That matters. But this isn't the one. This was the build I was running when I stopped, which made me hesitate to bet it back on. There's something slightly uncomfortable about returning to the exact moment you left, like rereading the last page of a book you put down mid-chapter. But here we are. Strand Hunter doesn't ask you to disappear, and it doesn't ask you to chain. It asks you to set it up. Treadlings don't wait for your instructions. The Maelstrom doesn't need your aim. You create the conditions, and then the build takes over. That's what you're left doing, is reading the battlefield while your loadout settles the argument. There it is, that feeling. The one where the encounter stops being something happening to you and becomes something you already answered 3 seconds ago. The battlefield is a canvas and you already painted it. You're just trying to watch it dry. This is where I live. Not because it's the best build in the game right now, because this is the version of Destiny I want the next 30 hours to feel like. The one where the fun is the architecture, not the reaction. Found it. Took 3 tries and an afternoon, but worth it. The turncoat gets filed for later. The solar build gets the respect it earned. The Strand Hunter is where we go into the story. And this is where the afternoon started to feel like something else. We haven't touched the Renegades content, haven't played the latest seasonal beats, and the old version of me would have gone looking for a recap video, a lore summary, something to get me back up to speed without having to actually engage with the game on its own terms. We're not doing that. We go in as someone who was there for the build-up, who remembers where the story was when we left off, and when we played forward without a guide. And it's good, genuinely good. The Renegades arc picked up threads I forgot I cared about, reminds me why Destiny's storytelling, when it commits, hits differently than most games at this scale. But somewhere in here, between the story beats and the activities, and a familiar rhythm of gameplay loop, something else arrives. I remember why I stopped. Not a single reason, not a bad patch or a frustrating session, more like the accumulation of it. The way a live service game eventually asks more of your attention than you have available. The seasonal structure that turns playing into a schedule. The feeling, at some point, that you're maintaining a relationship with a game rather than enjoying one. I came back today feeling exactly the way I felt the first time I loaded into the tower. Like the game was a place I loved and wanted to be back in. And it still is. It genuinely still is. But I can also feel the edges of it now. The parts of the design that I bounced off before I left. The pacing in certain activities. The way the loot loop asks for time I don't want to give it anymore. It's all still here. The game didn't change. I just remember it more clearly now than I did at the start of the session. And here's the honest thing. I think that's okay. Destiny 2 is an incredible game. One of the genuinely great ones of the last 30 years. Not without conditions, not without the frustration that came with being a live service title for a decade, but on the list of games that actually meant something. It's there, and it belongs there. What today told me is that the memory I have of this game is the right one to keep. The tower at the golden hour, the Strand Hunter clearing a room on autopilot, 10 years of coming back, it kept earning it. I don't need to keep playing it to protect the memory. I think I need to stop playing to protect it. The red ending for this game, for me, isn't the final grind or completion screen. It's this. One afternoon. 3 builds and an honest conversation with myself about why I loved it and what it cost. Whether those 2 things still balance out. That's the question. They did today. I'm not sure they would next week. If Destiny 3 exists, I'll be there on day 1, no questions. Because whether frustration came with this game, what Bungie built here, the world, the movement, the feeling of a build clicking at the right moment, that's worth following. And if it never comes, then this is the version of Destiny I carry forward. The one that deserved a decade of my time and got it. Not a bad deal, honestly. Thanks for being here for this one. If you've been playing Destiny for years, you know exactly what today felt like. If you never did, I hope this gave you a window into why a game can earn that kind of time from someone. Either way, it was a good run.